Yo, 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 yo.
What's going on, guys?
everybody?
Happy Saturday. How we doing today? How we doing?
Yeah,
You guys
ready.
are listening to the Thoughts with ArabianPapi and Toeray. I'm your co-host, Kev, aka the Arabian Papi, alongside my co-host, Tory. Tory, how we doing today?
Good, man. Excited. It's a good one. It's going to be, for real, going to be a good one.
Episode 6 is going to be a good episode today. So today's episode, like we told you guys before, each episode is just we're going to bounce from a topic to topic. We're going to talk about it the way we think and find out the way how other people think. So today's episode is about gender roles and double standards. So it's a little controversial today.
Yeah.
It's a little controversial today. So we hope we don't hurt nobody's feelings and you don't think that we're scumbags.
Yeah, it's not our intentions at all. That's not our intentions.
Because right away, when fucking males are talking about females, right away we don't know shit and this and that, and we're trying to bash them. And today's episode is not about that. We're just gonna talk about why certain things one way for female, why certain things one way for male.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a perspective of us, and then we have a special guest today. Stephanie Frias. She's also female. She's a female, sorry, and she's gonna give us her input. So you're gonna hear from both sides, which is dope, which is cool. So we're gonna bring her in. We're gonna have her come in. As you guys know, we tell you every single episode we are live on Twitch.
Yep.
And then we will post it on YouTube after.
Disciple Toeray is the Twitch. Is the Twitch name if you ever want to come watch it live. So we'll have the link to the Twitch in the description of the video when we post this. So if you ever want to catch it live, usually it's on Sundays, right? But we just had to. We had to. We had to swap around and put it on a Saturday. I mean, it's fine. It's we just do it when we can.
Let me bring her in right now. Hey, Stephanie, how's it going? Go ahead and turn your cam on.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hi.
There we go.
There we go. How we doing today, Steph?
I'm good. Hold on, I can hardly hear you guys. Just put this volume up. Okay.
There we go. So for you guys out there that don't know, Stephanie's a dear old friend of mine. She's also the godmother to my child. We are best friends. And I've known her for years. To tell you the truth, we're gonna give a little backstory about Stephanie.
Go ahead.
You don't mind before we start this episode, a little backstory. Okay, so I met Stephanie through my cousin Emily, okay? And she was at a party, right? Because we used to throw parties all the time in my cousin's basement. She got a huge ass crib. So we used to throw parties all the time in my cousin's basement. And the first time I ever seen her, I thought she was a bitch.
Wow.
I mean, I do get that.
I was like, yo, I thought she was stuck up. And then, her hookah broke at one of those parties, and she tried to blame us. She's like, yo, I broke my hookah. She was
I remember that.
She was like, it's cool. I just want to know if you guys broke it. It's cool that it's broken. I just want to know if you guys broke it. And we were looking at each other like, no, why you break your hookah? What the fuck? But honestly, I don't know when was like the turning point. But then we just started talking, texting, and we just became super cool. So
it was awesome.
And now she's the godmother to my child. So
look at that.
Me thinking her being she was a bitch.
I know. We wasn't
her being
2 minutes into the show. Kev already.
No one was expecting me to be like this. So
came at my life right quick.
So Stephanie's actually one of our faithful followers. She actually watches every episode we do.
We
appreciate you for that.
We appreciate
that. I just wanted to say too, guys, you've been doing your thing. I love all the episodes. And Tori, I absolutely love your parents, by the way. I want to be their friend.
Thank you. I should appreciate that.
About his parents.
It was great. You guys are doing your thing. Keep it going. I love it.
So, I explained before to the intro. So today's topic is about gender roles and double standards, right?
Right.
As a female, I know you experienced a lot of it growing up.
For sure, definitely.
Is there anything that you think we should start off with, like a question we should start off with, or a certain point?
A certain point. We can start off with feminism in general. We can start there.
Okay.
I would love to know if you guys consider yourselves feminist. Like, let's get through the aspect of it first.
Okay, see, so that's a great question.
Yeah, it is a good.
Now,
that's a good
I
question.
didn't even know guys could be feminists. Like, I thought
So,
feminism was just a female thing. So I'm sorry, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is where I get confused with feminism, okay? Because I thought feminism was about females having equal rights, right? As long as we're male. But then sometimes I feel like feminists, all they do is just bash men.
Okay.
So
well, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You go ahead.
Well, my definition of a feminist is just having this belief that women deserve equal rights, be it economically, politically, etc. Just advocating, no matter who you are, for women to have those rights, making a level playing field for both men and women. So that's why I asked if you guys are feminists or consider yourself feminist, if you advocate for stuff like that.
I'd say
go ahead.
I'd say I do. I'd call myself a feminist. I can see what Kev is saying too, because I used to think that same way until recently. Well, not that recent, but my dad sent me this video where it had nothing to do with feminism, but he sent me this video where it said somebody's like, I have black friends, but they don't feel empathy for whenever black people are going through what they're going through here in America. And I was like, you don't have black friends, you know black people. And I thought about it, and I was like, that's the same thing when I'm thinking about you can't say you have women that are friends if you don't feel empathy for the shit y'all have to go through all the time. So you can't say you have friends that are women. You just say you know women, because those aren't your friends, because you don't feel empathy for what they're going through. So I consider myself a feminist.
Yeah.
So with your definition now, then I can say yes, because I do believe in just not only females, but we're gonna just talk about, since we're talking about females, definitely like equal rights. Like, I don't even know why is that even such a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know why that's even a
why does it even have to be a discussion?
Because it just it goes a little bit beyond that, because
society
we're
hates
all
women,
humans.
man.
It is what it is. And it makes no sense. It's like, it's wild. Like, if like you take from back in the days how they treated females to like now, they still got that stigma from way back in the days. You get what I'm saying? They like, females is just supposed to be home cooking and cleaning and stuff like that. And it was like, why?
And a lot of it, it's like it's stuck generationally. Like, if because I'm not gonna lie, like my mom, she raised me to be a strong, independent woman, but I still have to be cleaning and cooking to make sure my partner is happy when he or she gets home. Like, why are you still, like, it comes from your parents and like older generations that still think that way. They obviously carry it on to their children, and we just need a break from that stigma. And
right, because they was like, oh, it's always been like that, and it's like, yo, but the reason why it's always been like that is because you gave them like no choice. Back in the days,
there was no choice.
They had no choice. Like, they didn't have a choice. They didn't choose to stay home. You get what I'm saying? Like, and that goes back to a previous
didn't have
episode.
certain rights. Yeah, you didn't have the rights to have that choice. So yeah, for sure.
And then that goes back to like our previous episode, right? When Natalie brought up a point, was like, anytime a female did something that was out of the norm, right away a witch. You get what I'm saying? So then it's always like, it was either they shut the fuck up and did what they were told, or they get burnt alive. You get what I'm saying?
And it was always like, from my experience, it was like always so hypocritical, because my mom would always be like, yes, you have to do things on your own, make your own money, and then turn around and be like, well, your partner has to pay for everything. Like, you shouldn't spend a dime. And I'm just like, is that really teaching me to be
independent?
Like, yeah. It was always so hypocritical, bro.
I get what you're saying. And speaking of that, about staying home, right? Because I think that was like one of your questions you wanted to say. Like a dude, like for me, shit, I don't mind being like what for said. I don't mind being a stay-at-home. Like,
I feel like I wouldn't mind being a stay-at-home partner either, like, or a stay-at-home mom. I would love that. But does that mean that I have to turn around and feel like my partner is obligated to do to be the breadwinner. Like, no, if I'm choosing to do this, like, it's a conversation that has to be had.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
It's the conversation.
It's a conversation that has to be had.
It all depends on the household.
Don't. I'm sorry for.
No, you're good. You're good.
Don't get me wrong. It can work. I would love to be a stay-at-home person, partner, parent, whatever. But it's something that needs to be spoken about. If my partner is more than happy to go out and work and support both of us, at the end of the day, don't use it as like, what's the word? Like, don't throw it in my face at the end of the day. Like, we talked about this. We both agreed to this. Yeah, so I feel like it could definitely work, but it's just it's something that you guys decide to do yourselves as opposed to like, you both are obligated to be this person and that person.
Yeah, like don't do what society is telling you. Do what you agreed upon, not what the whole world is telling you. You're a woman, you're a man. This is what you're supposed to be doing.
No, you're supposed to be doing whatever you and your partner feel comfortable. That's y'all thing.
Exactly.
It's like if you tell like, let's say, I guess more old timers, like, oh, I want to be a stay-at-home dad. Right away.
Oh boy, don't.
Right away, we're deemed lazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we know good. You know what I'm saying? And I think that comes from a stigma that has been passed on for years, that males are always the person that needs to provide.
Isn't that so?
Always has to provide.
Chris Rock, was it Chris Rock who was saying that men are the only ones that are loved conditionally?
Women are loved unconditionally.
Men are the only ones that are loved conditionally based off of what they can provide and support, or you know what I mean? He said that, and I don't know, like when I hear that in my life, I don't find that too much to be true in my life. Because I'm surrounded with just supportive. We it's like a good support system all together, but I mean, I can see it where, I don't know, I can see it being true in some cases.
Right.
I can see it being true in some cases too, but I don't agree with the statement. Maybe the wording, I don't like it.
The way, okay.
I feel like, for example, if we turn it, I feel a lot of the times women are loved conditionally because you're supposed to look a certain way. Your body's supposed to look like this. You're supposed to be home cleaning and cooking. And men are not all men, excuse me. Some men are are quick to turn around and go on to the next chick when a woman doesn't exceed expectations. So
that's actually,
and also I feel like a lot of times I've seen women stay with men who do not meet their expectations and still love them unconditionally.
But you see, right? Go ahead, finish it off.
No, go ahead.
But you see, right there, I feel like that's a double standard right there, because this is situations like that, but I think it's more that so let's bring an example, right? So females, I feel like, get to choose what they want and a man, and it's okay. There's no repercussions. If a female wants a 6-foot dude, fucking brolic, fucking,
and you don't think men are the same?
Down to the knees. But see, this is the thing. When we do it, it's a problem. You get what I'm saying? If I go and say, yo, I don't want to be with her because she's fat, right away, oh, but you get fat people? Oh, do you don't like fat girls? They need love too. It's not that. It's a preference. Like, you have a preference, no?
Yeah, exactly. We both have our preferences.
Well, we get bashed for that, though. You girls don't. I mean, I'm not just some of you girls do, but what I'm saying, it's okay for a female to be like, nah, I want a 6-foot dude. You know what I'm saying? Brolic, thick up to the knees, all this and all that, and it's fine. Right away, when we go, oh, I want a fucking 10 out of 10, big ass booty, nice tits, pretty face, and all that, and everything's like, okay. But are you 6 feet? Are you brolic? Or no? Do you make a lot of money? Then no. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's a lot of social media. I feel like it's a lot of social media standards too. And like you see people talk on like Twitter, for example, like, oh, I just want a good man. For example, some women will be like, oh, I just want a good man who will treat me nice, et cetera, and then turn around and get mad when he can't provide this. Like it's ridiculous.
And that's what we see a lot. You get what I'm saying? It's like, yo, don't lie. The way I feel is like, if you're not as a male, if you're not cute, or if you don't bring money, you're fucked already. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna get that much play. It's the truth. Like, yo, in my opinion, I feel like especially if you're fat, it's like you fuck. Like, I feel like girls don't get with fat guys unless one, they're funny. You get what I'm saying? Two, they known him for a long time. Like, oh, I know this guy for years. You know what? I think he's kind of cute. I kind of like him. Or three, they got a lot of money. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't feel like they get that type. I feel like I said, I feel like girls get to choose what they want, and it's not a problem with them picking what they want. But when a guy start picking out his preference, was automatically we're fucking fatophobic. With this, with that, we're a scumbag. We don't. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
I don't know.
I feel like it's also like. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish up.
I feel like that's also something that's like been instilled in women growing up, unfortunately, is to find that provider, to find that one that looks a certain way. Because typically the one that looks like this is the one that can probably provide for you. And that's something that we also need to break from, because I feel where you're coming from that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I feel like you said earlier, Stephanie, that it's I feel like a lot of it does actually come from like social media, and
Yeah.
it's everybody's opinion and everything. It's everywhere, because like the stuff I see on social media versus when I'm talking to people, they don't match. Like
Yeah, for sure.
the people I meet, it could be just they're faking it, on social media or talking to me.
Literally.
But a lot of people I meet seem genuine, and they don't seem to be on the like, I guess, the negative side of all of this,
Yeah.
which is, I guess, weird when I think about it. But I don't know. I feel like it might be like a lot of like social media and this. If I say this and type this out, post this, I'm gonna get a lot of likes. So I don't care if someone doesn't like it or not. I'm gonna get a lot of likes, and then TikTok or Instagram or something, they're gonna pay me. So
yeah, for sure.
That's true. Do you guys believe there's gender role specific jobs?
No, not at all.
Specific jobs?
Oh?
No,
Yeah.
not as far
You
as
don't think
gender
so?
roles. I think whether you're a woman or a man, say we're doing like a construction job, and you have to be able to lift 70 pounds, okay?
Right. Go ahead.
Anybody there that is not able to lift 70 pounds shouldn't get paid the same as me being able to lift 70 pounds. And that's it. It doesn't matter if it's a woman or a female. If you can't lift this weight as this job, as part of this job description, and I'm doing the more work, then I should be paid more. It doesn't matter. If you can do the job just like I'm doing the job, then we get paid the same. If you can't do the job like I'm doing the job, then there's no reason for us to be getting paid the same. It's how I see it.
I feel like a lot of men tend to use like the biology excuse, like biology, biologically. Let's use your construction job for example. Like men can lift heavier than women, but that's not like, I feel like that whole biology excuse is very, very like general. It's very broad, because you can easily find a very weak, scrawny man that can't lift those 70 pounds.
You sure can.
But you turn around and there's a woman that can easily do it, put it over her shoulder like nothing.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and then a lot of the times, like when men are like, oh yeah, this is a man's job. Like it's not always coming from that whole, yeah, because biologically I can do it. It's a lot of times coming from a very egotistical place. That's what I don't like.
Yeah, like I got that, like that superiority kind of thing.
Yes, exactly.
But let's be honest. Like for example, you brought the construction job, but let's be honest. Who would you rather have take care of your child, a female or male?
Doesn't matter. Whoever is capable of doing the job.
See, so on that, if
you get, I'm pulling towards the female. You guys,
for me,
I will feel more comfortable.
That's actually a point I want to bring up. Do you feel like women are more nurturing, but not because of like biologically, but just because of the way, man, how am I gonna put this? I'm trying to think of a way to say it. Like the way we have been raised and taught and raised up, I feel like women are more nurturing than men are, just because like with guys, we're always messing with each other and talking shit to each other and being rough with each
Right.
other. Whereas, like, women are more, I feel like women are more nurturing. I would rather have a woman with my child than a man. And I know that's shitty. That's not even helping my own case at all. Cause I like, but and I don't know why.
Right,
Yeah,
like
I feel
that's
you.
what I'm saying. Like, not to say it in a bad way, but I, to a certain extent, do feel like this certain gender roles job because, like he said, like females have that maternal instinct. You know, they always have that. They're more nurturing. So I would feel more comfortable with a female taking care of my kids than a male. I feel like
Yeah,
they will be in better care.
I feel like that's where we always get stuck. Like
Mm-hmm.
we don't really, there's things like that don't help us
Mm-hmm.
escape from this, because
Mm-hmm.
there are a ton of women out there who are not capable of raising kids at all.
Yeah.
That the fathers are a lot
Yeah. That's true.
better at being a parent than the women are. So we have to try to like steer away from, oh, you're babysitting my kid today. Is your wife gonna be there? Like, or is it just gonna be you by
Mm-hmm.
yourself? Like, we have to stay away from that, because what can what can't you do, Kevin, that Crystal can? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, what is, aside from like
Yeah, besides
breastfeeding,
that,
that's
yeah,
different.
yeah.
I don't know. I just like it. I just like it, I just feel more entrusted with a female. Just like if I'm going to a construction site, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm going to feel more entrusted if I set up a team of guys. You know what I'm saying? But because it
Mm-hmm.
goes back to
Why, bro? What the
And
fuck?
that's
it goes back to
crazy,
that
man.
biological sense. Because
Because
you know,
like,
and you gotta get what I'm saying. I'm not gonna pick a team with weak guys. I'm gonna get a group of dudes because that's what we've been doing for years. No,
and that
we've been constructing for
man,
years. And what's wrong with that? That's nothing wrong. It's not saying
You
I'm
feeling
not
my
saying a
succession
female.
story? You feeling it?
yeah. So no, but so like the way like, because I'm thinking of it like this. I am a man, so I want to be able to take my niece. I want to be able to take my niece to the store and nobody look at me weird because I'm with this little girl.
But
And
that's different though. That's
but
family.
it's no, I understand, but they don't know it's family, right? So
True.
they don't know it's my family member. They don't know anything about it at all. But I don't want, and like, it's a woman can walk up to a child and be like, "Oh, that's such a cute baby," and do the whole thing. Whereas if a man does, it's like, "Yo, like, step away from my kid." But why? Why can't I say you have a cute baby as well? You know what I mean? And the fact, and it's like it's playing with my head because it's like I'm even thinking I'd rather have a woman watch my kid, but I know that's not right because I can watch a kid as well. I can watch a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But is it wrong though to like entrust like you entrusting a female? Like why?
I think it's wrong. I don't know if I could say. I don't know if I'd say it's wrong, but like
It's not wrong, but I feel like it's coming from like this whole the topic of like we are just automatically assuming like the woman is the nurturer. The woman
it doesn't help the case as a whole. It feeds the
it's feeding it. Yeah,
you're
exactly.
feeding the stereotype in the.
I hear you.
But
I'm still picking a female over a guy.
Well, good to know. I'll ask Crystal to babysit my kids in the future.
But see that, all right.
If you want to play into that.
Yeah, you got me there. You got me there. Now, speaking of that, why is it considered when the mother watches a kid, oh, she's doing her job? Then when the father watches his son, it's like, oh, he's babysitting. Like, I'm babysitting, bro.
Yeah, I'm just watching my child.
I'm
hanging out.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know, man.
That's
I don't have kids. I don't know. I don't know why. That's shitty. I can say that. I can say that much. I don't know why that is. I don't know, man.
I guess what we were talking about previously kind of like adds to this case as well, that we automatically assume that the mom
it does. It's because it gets fed into, Kevin.
Yeah.
Or is it because?
And
Is it
it's so
because?
sad. It's fucked up too, because like I've had like experiences where um people think a friend of mine he's not the he's not like a great father because um he probably doesn't spend too much time at home with the kid because he's always working, but when he wants to like babysit when the mom goes out, they're always on his ass like, oh, make sure you do this right, make sure you do that right, like as if he doesn't know. Like
Like
I
what to
hate
do?
like yeah, bro. Like why do you just have to assume that the father can't do his job? Like
Mm-hmm.
Is it because there's a stigma that mothers do more than the fathers? Do you believe
more in
mothers
what
do
sense?
more towards the child? Like there's
I
more
don't know.
for the child than the mother.
So
Like that was a question. Like that was a discussion my girl and I had. You know what I'm saying?
I can.
Like the fact that right, she's like, oh, you know. So I think this is where like a lot of people get confused, right? It's like, oh, I do more for our son than you do. It's like, yeah, but you gotta also depends
Like
on
in
the
what
relationship.
sense? Yeah, in
In
what
one sense,
sense?
Yeah.
right? It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, let's say that, yeah, you take him to the doctor's appointment, this and that, but then I'm taking care of the household. You get what I'm saying? While you
No.
at the doctor's appointment, I'm make sure the house is clean, making sure
Mm-hmm.
dinner's cooked and all this and all that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's like a whole stigma that sometimes people don't, like you said, like sometimes people feel like since a father's not always with the child, like they're not doing anything. It's not like that either because
Yeah.
you don't know the trade-off, okay? Like you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, you're spending time with him, but I'm doing these other things. And maybe I'm working all day and I'm working long hours, so you have to spend time more with the child and stuff like that. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And
But I'm also doing this. I'm providing for the house and providing this. And then when I can, I take my turn, make sure you got your time off, and I'm parenting my son and you got your time to yourself and whatnot.
So
yeah.
do you
And I
think?
feel like it's like so much pressure on a woman too, because like they have
Mm-hmm.
such high expectations. Like
Yeah,
if
that's
Crystal was to decide to be like, okay, yeah, I want to work, we can get him a babysitter, she would be deemed this like horrible mom because she doesn't want to be home with the kid, but she decided I want to be a worker.
yeah.
I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. Like
She wants to continue doing more with her life. Not saying her
yeah,
Right,
child isn't enough. It's just she wants to do more. And I
right.
think
yeah,
maybe so. What I see it is it started somewhere, right? So there was a stigma way back in the day, and it started with the woman is a stay at home, cook, clean, do all that. The man goes to work, and it started there, right? And then it carried over and kept carrying, and it got to a point where we got to a point where we were like, this is stupid, like we were like, this is dumb that we just made up these roles for each gender to have, and it's like, why don't we just do what the fuck we want to do?
and it's like what we were talking about. Why are men considered babysitters and
Mm-hmm.
like it kind of came from exactly what we were instilled to do. The mom was at
Yeah,
home
yeah.
taking care of the baby, and the dad wasn't around all the time, unfortunately. So that's why the whole he's considered a babysitter and he's
Yeah.
not really a parent kind of thing. It branches
So,
out into so much and it's ridiculous.
so speaking to that stigma, do you feel like the men should pay for everything? Because there's a lot of talk from both sides from that. Like a
Yeah,
female will
there
feel
is.
like
I
the
was
same thing,
seeing this thing that
and
Steve
and
Harvey
some
was saying that the man he was saying, what did Steve Harvey say? He was saying all these men now are nowadays aren't even men, they're boys because they're talking about going half and half or this, half and half for that. And it's
yeah.
He's
What
a
like
are your thoughts
topic
of
man.
what are
that
your
I
thoughts
think
about going? What are your thoughts about going half and half? Because a lot of guys get played out like, oh, you're not a real man. You making it go half and half.
That's
We're
crazy
not
to
cut from the
me.
same cloth. And females would say the same shit as long as the guys. Oh, we're not cut the
Yeah,
same
bro,
bro.
cloth.
shit is expensive.
I know
Right?
women, bro. I know women who will bash men to freaking hell because they don't want to pay the bills in the house, like all the bills on top of the rent and everything. Like, I think that it's such bullshit. I really think it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be 50-50, but I feel like whatever you, again, another conversation that has to be
Yeah.
had
It's
because
all in the household.
if the woman is making more than the man in a relationship and they agree like, oh, I'm making more, like I should be able to take care of these bills while you take care of this, but it shouldn't be expected of another person who of you, like your partner to pay for everything.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be something that's expected.
Yeah.
I don't think men should be paying for everything. I don't.
Yeah, it all depends on the household. I've been talking to my
Yeah.
mom about this like all week, and that's what she kept saying. She kept saying, all you got is just it doesn't matter what society is saying, it matters what your partner is saying. That's all that
Literally.
matters is whatever y'all
we can look
communicate.
down upon that like heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Definitely.
true. We do.
You know, I agree to that to like a certain point. Like, you know, the times of today is not the same as the times of before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Especially like if you live in New York, yo, like unless you make it bank, it's almost physically impossible.
Not cheap.
It's not cheap. So I believe it's like, listen, all it depends on your money situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you guys have certain type of money and your living style, you guys got to know what you can afford. Like, why does the man have to get put on more stress? So you know what I'm saying? Because this is the thing, they want us to pay for everything and provide for everything. So let's say if I don't have millions of dollars, that means for me to do that, I got to get another job. And me working all the time, that means I'm spending less time with you. And then you're gonna hit me with the bullshit like, oh, you barely spend any time with me, you barely show me love and affection. I'm gonna go with this nigga. This nigga got the time, this and that. It's like, bro, like, why?
And
I
there
was
are
trying to,
women who
I was
think
trying
like
to pay
that,
all
yeah.
these, I was trying to pay all these bills because that's what you wanted me to do. And for me to do that, I had to get another job, so I couldn't be there and hang out with you, and it's really fucked up. So I believe, it depends also your money situation, because I believe, yo, if you got millions of dollars, then then you get what I'm saying. Then I can say, you don't gotta pay for nothing. I got it. I got
Like
money.
I don't agree with all of that, but at the same time, I can't really come at people who, and I say people because you know, men, women, different types of relationships, who are looking for that, I don't know, lifestyle or they're looking for that in a partner.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone,
you got your preference. Yeah,
to
you
be
got
honest.
your preferences.
I prefer my partner to be able to support me, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Honestly. It's
if that's what you like, that's what you like. You find somebody that agrees with it, then do you.
Yeah.
You can't. Yeah, like you can't look down on anybody for their preferences. That's just what you prefer. It doesn't even affect me in any way. It doesn't affect me. And that, man, I'm gonna go back a little bit just on people just the fact that we even have to get to this point where women are oppressed because it doesn't women having equal rights, equal pay, just being equal, that shit doesn't affect any of us in any way. That doesn't affect us at all. How does that, in what way does a woman being equal affect us? It doesn't affect us.
Yeah, why are men intimidated? Why do you think men are intimidated?
Yo,
and the female makes more
thing.
I was gonna ask you guys that because I have no freaking idea.
It's
like
all
what
over.
The fuck?
It's all over social media. It's all over, Facebook, and you got these dudes doing these podcasts, and they're like, "Oh, she makes all this money, and I don't want her." It's like, bro, what?
Why?
Why wouldn't you? What are you talking? She making just as much as you or more than you, and you don't want somebody that's driven, successful, ambitious, like. You just want this submissive.
Do you think it's emasculating? Do you think that's what it is?
I think so. Maybe they feel emasculated and they just got these insecurities. Maybe of
how
how they grew up. That
shit
is ridiculous, man.
Because I have a friend and she came encountered many of times where the male would get intimidated because she has a bomb ass job, she makes money, she has her own car, she has her own place. It's like, why? Like, why? Like, yo, fuck that. Let me move in with you then. Yo, you got all this. What's up?
People.
Oh, what's up, baby girl? Let me move in with you if you got all this. Okay.
Yeah. So I want to say real quick, we are live. So somebody asked in the chat. I thought it was a pretty good question. For someone.
Oh wait, can I see this chat?
Yeah. He asked. He asked. For someone who prefers to have a significant other provide for them, what are they bringing to the table to balance the relationship? So, like, do you think there should be some kind of balance? So, say I prefer that I want somebody that provides for me. Do you think I should also do something that balances it out so we're both I guess, putting equal into the relationship?
It depends on the relationship, honestly. Like if like let's say me and Curly, my girlfriend, we're like, okay, I'm gonna go out and be the breadwinner. I'm gonna support you. And I don't want to be the person to be like, okay, Curly, I expect you to do this because I'm the breadwinner. It would have to be like she comes to me and she's like, okay, my girlfriend's out working all day. Maybe I can do this for her at home, or like, prepare dinner, stuff like that. It's definitely a conversation that has to be had. And not coming from a malicious place of like, oh
yeah, of course.
I expect it to come home.
Yeah, I did this, so you should do this. It should be, oh my God, you did this for me. Then I would love to do this for you because you did this for me. It's like, you just want to. Yeah.
I chose to be the one going out to work and supporting both of us. I chose that, and obviously I expect her to like love me and like show me, other aspects in a relationship.
Right.
But I don't expect anything else from her. Like it has to come from her. From her
from
wanting to do that for me.
Yeah, because nobody wants like pity. You don't want like a pity gift or pity this. You don't want pity anything. I want you to do it because that's what you want to do, and you want to. You just want to.
Yeah, I can easily turn around and be like, what the fuck? The house is dirty. Or she can easily turn around like, I've been home slaving all day and you're going to come home and give me an attitude. Like, it's just, it's touchy. It's very touchy.
Yeah, so like at the end of the day, it all comes down to just communication. That's crazy that all you got to do is talk.
What is your response to because I've heard this response, and I'm not saying I agree with the response, but it is a response.
He said he had to put that I don't agree with it real quick.
Because I'm a person that I don't judge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and a lot of people do judge. I'm not a person to judge.
It's hard sometimes. It's hard to not judge sometimes.
When a female, and this is the term they use, go hoeing around when they have as many bodies as the male. Right? And then that's considered hoeing around, and then the guys are praised. Now guys
are just having fun.
Right now, but not the response I've heard was this is the response because it goes back to what I said.
I already know what you're gonna say.
So females, this is the response. I'm saying I'm agreeing with it. I just want you to know your thoughts on the response. They say females choose who they want to sleep with. You know what I'm saying? Like as us guys, and I don't give a fuck if guys don't agree with it, but we're a bunch of horny motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys will pretty much fuck anything if given the chance. So the females choose who they want to sleep with, but with the guys, they have to put in work. So they have to get that consent to sleep with the female. So the response is, yeah, I slept with 6 girls, but I got the consent from 6 girls. You know what I'm saying? Like I put in the work to sleep with 6 girls. All you had to do was pick 6 guys and be like, yeah, I want to sleep with you, and that's it happened.
So pretty much, they're still blaming the man. Like the woman can sleep with many men because guys are just horny motherfuckers.
Right. So the response is because you choose who you want to sleep with. So that makes you a hoe because you choose to sleep with 6 guys. But the opposite end, we had to put in work to sleep with the 6 girls.
But 6 people were slept with regardless.
The way I see it, man, is it's our own fault. Just because women are picky and decide I don't want to sleep with you because you're just they have their standards. We gotta have our own standards to ourselves. Like we did it to ourselves. Men that did it to themselves. Nobody told guys to just go and have sex with whoever will sleep with them. Nobody told them to do that, right?
Exactly. Yep.
So it's like, just have your standards. Don't blame the other side because you can't control yourself. You know?
Yeah. I have 2 things I want to say, and then I have a question for both of you guys.
No problem.
Okay. So one, I just hate that the number of partners is even remotely related to how you feel about that person. As long as it's done safely, consensually, it shouldn't matter. Yeah. In my opinion, I feel like that should not matter whatsoever. I wanted to bring up a point that you had mentioned, like the men being horny motherfuckers. There was this instance. It was a group of us, and we were talking about cheating. Um, there was two people getting married in that group, a man and a woman, and we had asked the woman. We were like, "Oh, if he were to cheat, would you stay in the relationship or in the marriage or whatever?" And she said, "Yeah, because a lot of the times when it happens, it's more so another biological reason, like guys are just hornier."
Yeah, so the whole thing behind that is women cheat off emotions, guys cheat for
Yeah,
guys cheat
that was
for the
that was
nut.
her.
Man.
Yeah, that was her response. And the girls in the group were like, even some of the other guys, they were like, "What the fuck? That's very, I don't know. That was just like, for us, we wouldn't stay. A cheat is a cheat regardless." And then we asked her fiance, and we asked him the same question: if she were to cheat, would he stay? And he said no.
Which is a lot of guys' response. It was and it was funny because like when we started this whole podcast thing, I was sending them videos because there was a bunch of videos of females making fun of guys' podcasts, and like one of the guys' podcasts was like, "Nah, bro." Like they were like a female was making fun of a dude, so she was acting like the guy. He was like, "Nah, bro, I'm not gonna stay with her, bro. I don't care if I cheated on her 100 times. The fact that she cheated on me once, now she a hoe, she a thought, man. You know, my father used to cheat on my mom all the time, and my mother stayed with him, 10 toes down. So the fact that she couldn't do that, I'm out of here. Now she a hoe, bro. Like, what, bro? Bro,
What?
You cheated 100 times and you complaining because she cheated on like you once? What? Like, what kind of sense does that make?
And it's like so much, for lack of a better word, it's like a little pressure added on women, um, because they're like, I feel like they're expected to like stay and like fight through all that. Like you're supposed to fight for the man that you love, like go through all the hills and the trials and tribulations of all this. And I think it's bullshit.
I think that's bullshit as well. I think it's because I personally, I'm an emotional person, and and you think about it, bro, like cheating, it's not just like it just happens. There is work you put in to cheating.
Yeah.
Right.
Because like you said earlier, if women get to pick and choose who they sleep with, there's work you got to put in. They're not just gonna sleep with you just to sleep with you. Like you got to put in work. You know what I mean? Cheating on both sides, it takes work, bro. All of it. It all just takes work. It just take work. So like you're doing it out of emotions on both sides.
Yeah, for sure.
And it goes back to like sleeping around, like, right? Oh, a guy sleeps with 6 girls, a guy sleeps with 6 guys, and she's a hoe, and a guy sleeps with 6 girls, he's praised. Like, people forget to tell that we're both humans. At the end of the day, the common denominators were both humans. Girls get horny, girls want to fuck too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So why is that the stigma that they're a hoe? Because they want to fuck, and then we're not because we want like.
And then
that's what it is.
And people and dudes will use this. This analogy. I hate this analogy, man. Every time I hear it, man, I just want to hit the person that says it, man. I hate it.
Wait, real quick. I'm sorry for whoever's watching this live. I don't have my code here with my hookah, and my hookah needs another code. So I'm gonna step back real quick when you talk to me and go grab my code. All right?
Right there.
Yeah, I usually have it right next to me, and I fucked up. I'm looking down. I'm like, damn, this should need another code. So, and I'm looking back like, damn, I gotta go get that. Yo, be right back. So go ahead, Tori. Go ahead. Right back. Go ahead, Tori. Say what you're saying. Let me come right back. Let me get my code.
Okay, so it's that analogy where they say, man. So they go, what is it? A key or a lock that can be opened up by multiple keys is a shitty lock, but a key that can unlock multiple locks is the skeleton key. It's the ultimate key. It's like, come on, those are inanimate objects.
Literally.
How are you making an analogy out of inanimate objects?
I swear, people be taking stupid analogies like that and try to make it fit any situation.
Like, just because it fits your narrative, like, that is the dumbest. Like, come on now. That's so, like, that shit is ridiculous to me.
So my question was, but you guys pretty much answered it throughout, like, how you feel about the topic. Would you guys feel a certain way if you were just, starting off dating a woman and you found out she had a lot of partners.
No,
Would that change your?
because the past is the past. So
Yeah.
you know what's funny? I've asked this question plenty of times to all the guys. I was like, yo,
Yeah, he has.
would you listen? This is the question because I've asked them all the time. There's two females you're gonna pick with. I say, yo, there's two females you gotta pick between. Okay, they're both hot. They both got what you guys are looking for, right? So let's just say they're both equal. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but one female slept with 6 guys in relationships, 6 different relationships. Okay, the second female, she tells you she just had a wild night experience one back in her days, one night, and she slept with 6 dudes at once. Which of them are you picking? And a lot of them was like, oh, I'm going to pick the one that has 6 different relationships versus the one that had 6 guys. So I was like, why? She only slept with 6 guys once. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, both females just slept with 6 guys in total, whether it was 6 different times or 6 guys at once. It was 6 guys in total.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
and that was in the
what's
past,
the difference?
too. That don't have nothing
Right.
to do with me at all.
It can't
Right.
be as simple as like, oh yeah, I'll pick the one who treats me right.
Exactly.
No.
Right. Which should be the right answer.
Should be the one who treats me the best.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the one that treats me the best and got what I need, no matter how many partners she had, because the past was the past. You know what I'm saying?
She didn't even know me. How you gonna get mad at somebody that did something before they even knew you?
Like, a lot of guys get upset by that, and a lot of guys said they can't do it. Like, for example, like let's
Why
take,
do you think that is though? Like, why do?
I don't know.
men
So
feel
like that was the young me. So like young me, if it was like younger me, I would be like, no, I don't want her because there's a past, and I was so hooked up, like worried about the past, and it was like, I guess it was because I don't know, insecure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You know, I don't know.
It's because of they're afraid of what other people think. Like, damn, yo, you with that hoe? You know what I'm saying?
So does he feel the same way towards her, that he thinks that's an issue?
Probably not, but sometimes guys tend to listen to other guys and think about what other people think, and then that's what backs them out of things.
The
you know what I'm
boys
saying?
will say some stuff, and
like for example, let's take a Bella Danger, right? She's a porn star, right?
What's
she
her
probably
name?
doesn't do a Bella Danger.
Bella Danger.
Yeah, she's a porn star. She probably doesn't do porn now, but she's dating a guy. But she was out there fucking a lot of people.
Yeah.
But now she's in a relationship with a dude, and a lot of guys, oh, I can't do that. I don't know. You seen how many dicks she took? Oh, fuck that. I can't do that. But that was her past, bro. Like, that's what she did before. Doesn't mean like she's doing it now that she's with you.
Yeah, that was her past, and that had nothing to do with you at all.
Right.
The fact that she decided she wants to be with you should be enough. She wants to be with you. Just be happy that you found somebody. Who cares what the hell she was doing before?
Yeah.
She decided she wanted to settle down with you. Feel
there
happy.
Was actually I saw something on Twitter recently. It was a video. I don't know if he's a rapper or something, but he was on a podcast, The Scene, and he was bragging about. They had asked him, I think, oh, what is your favorite thing about your girlfriend? And he really said that she doesn't have a lot of bodies. That was his favorite reason.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, yo, you're really going out here bragging about, like, that's literally what you're bragging about.
Imagine being her and hearing that.
Bro.
And this is not, and like I said, like, you know, because I'm reading the comments in the chat, and this is not to say like, yeah, go ahead, they the porn star. You know, everybody has their own preference, but it's the way you bring about it. Like, like the person in the comments said, oh, that's wild because she was all over the internet. But then it's okay for a dude that's also a porn star to get into a relationship. He was all over the internet too. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's the difference between that?
But what does that have to? Why do those aspects affect your relationship with that person?
Right. Exactly.
It had nothing to do with you.
Like, if you get with a girl that had 10 bodies before and she wasn't in the internet, doesn't change the fact that she still slept with 10 guys before. You get what I'm saying? It's just you didn't see it, but she still slept with 10 guys before. But yeah, I guess to each of his own. But I think, and that's the whole point of the conversation, is like, what's the whole point of the stigma? If you're fine with it, you don't need to listen to other fucking people that's not fine with it. It's what you want to do with it. You know what I'm saying? It's the way you want to carry along with it.
For sure.
Now, what do you think about, and why you think, all right, why do you think society are so quick to jump and defend the female or believe the female side of the story off the bat without knowing all the facts?
Can you elaborate a little more in regards to what?
Like, for example, okay, I don't know all the whole details, and the case is still going. And you get what I'm saying? The whole thing that happened between Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, right? Right off the bat, when she came out the car and she showed she had bullets in her feet, and there was 3 people in the car, they already said it was Tory. She said it was Tory, and right away they went bashing Tory Lanez. He's actually, even to this point. Now, I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm not saying that he didn't. I'm not picking his side saying he didn't do it. But right away, during that whole period of time, he got bashed by multiple media outlets.
Yeah, they were saying he was
And
guilty without even any evidence or I wouldn't say any evidence.
But. And this was during the Black Lives Matter movement when you're supposed to be praising both black men and females and black females and stuff like that. But he got bashed to this day while the case is still pending. He's still not charged with anything, right?
You're supposed to always praise him, but yeah.
Because at the first start, no one knew all the details. They just heard her side of the story, and he said the same. He said, "Yo, I didn't do it," but she said he did, and right away they already took her side. So to this day, that he's even blacklisted on music. Like, if you go to Apple Music, when people release albums, you see when they release albums. Okay, this person releases album. He's released, I think, 2 to 3 albums, and no one knew that he released the albums unless you follow them, because Apple wouldn't put it up there.
I feel like historically, and it's common, and you guys can disagree, that there are a lot of times where men are known to be very aggressive and abusive towards women. So I feel like that's where it goes into play, where there are situations that a man is questioned for something, and he's automatically assumed like the bad one, because given history, men tend to be the more aggressive and brutal ones towards women.
Like, statistically, men have been they've been more violent. So that's okay. Yeah.
Because I like I said, I got some backlash because I was like, wait, I'm not gonna jump to her side. I don't even know her. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't know either of them.
And this is coming from a lot of people that didn't even know Megan personally. Like, this was like old.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, bro, can we just wait till all the facts come out? Like, can we just wait till the whole story fucking plays out? But right away I got back. Oh, how the hell can you believe her? This and that. You know what happens to females? Females get abused and stuff like that. So yeah, that's true. But men also get falsely accused a lot, and that's not talked about. And that destroys. Believe it or not, you can go out here and say that I did something to you, and my career is destroyed.
Unless you have proof that you didn't do it.
I'm canceled. I gotta put all my time and effort to show everybody in the world that I didn't do it. But that stigma doesn't leave me. I am done. Canceled. Yeah. Gone.
And like statistically speaking, and not to bring up a dark subject, like rape charges. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't done all the research, but statistically, only 1% of cases tend to be false accusations, which is crazy.
It is.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying don't investigate the story and don't not believe her. But all the facts gotta get played out. You get what I'm saying? All the facts gotta get done before you start destroying someone else's career right off the jump. Unless someone's done that behavior before, then it's like, all right, bro, you did this before, bro. So it ain't looking too good. Look like you did again. You're a fuck up, bro. Like, what the hell you doing? Like, ain't cool.
Yeah, I feel that. But I guess it's just the history of what men have done, bro.
We haven't, we haven't helped ourselves in the long run.
Like a woman, as a woman, it's so hard to walk down the street without getting catcalled. You guys don't have to experience that.
it definitely, 100%. It definitely.
Because you can think about like with my girl, bro. There's dudes in her messages all the time. Random. So imagine if it's
guy's a horny motherfucker.
Imagine if that's in person. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a good look.
Like we want to fight for. We want to be able to walk down the street and not be scared that the guy walking a block behind me is about to pull up and do some shit.
And you know what's crazy? Because I've read something like that before. I read like a thread that said that asked females what you would do if there was like a day without no guys. and like all their threads was like simple shit, like, oh,
Literally.
I will walk down the block at night by myself, with my headphones
Mhm.
on, jamming. I would sit in a park bench by myself and jamming. You know what I'm saying? Like simple shit like that. Because
That's so sad, bro. That
yeah,
we
the
live in
fact
a place that
Yeah.
we feel like we're in danger just walking to the corner
just
store.
walking down, and then like, that comes to the case that we got to do better as us guys helping ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to control our emotions. We have to control. We got to control the other head down there. You know what I'm saying?
It's not hard to do it either, bro. Just
because then you fuck up shit. Like I said, you fuck up shit for a lot of people because then right away, when cases like this happens, when a false accusation happens, it's hard to believe the guy because guys got this stigma about them that we portrayed on our own selves, and it's fucked up.
Because this guy's out here doing that stuff.
Because this guy's out here doing that, so the innocent guys out there are totally fucked.
Yeah, man.
You know
I saw this one video. It was eye opening, and it was a simple video. There was this woman. She was in the gym, and she was doing one of the glute machines, right? And like this big dude walked up to her. He walked up to her, and he was like, "All the guys here would love to have you in that position." But what she did was she laughed at it and just like did like one of those like pushed him a little bit and laughed at it. And I was looking.
Like, I'm sorry, continue.
I was looking in the comments and like she was saying like people were like saying, well, why did you laugh at it? Why did you just push him and laugh at it? But she was like, I have to. Because what if I yell at him? What is he gonna do to me if I get mad at him? Right. If I make him angry, what is he gonna try and do to me when I leave the gym and walk out? You have to play it nice here so you can go home safe. I was like, oh my God, like that's I never thought about that. Like you have to
we are
be
literally
nice.
Scared for our lives.
Yes, you have to play nice so you can live and go home safely. You have to. Some guy says something to you, got to be nice.
I've had multiple experiences where I'd say no to a guy asking for my number, and he'll be like, "Fuck you, then, bitch."
And it's like, okay, is it going to end at him saying that, or is he going to find me later?
Wild. Which is wild. It is wild.
That shit is crazy, bro.
And it's very fucked up because, like I said, it fucks a lot of people, man. Both ways, you know what I'm saying? We're not doing nothing to better ourselves with the situation. We gotta learn how to, like I said, we gotta learn how to control ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, man. For real.
It's just the continual bashing of both sides. It's like there's no need. You know what I'm saying? And that's like the whole point of this episode, to hash out the misunderstandings and the double standards and the gender roles. You know what I'm saying? It's like
because I feel like I definitely see where you guys come from as well. Like I don't want to just be one-sided. I can definitely see where you guys
like 100%. Like there's definitely, like you said, there's definitely females out there that's scared to even come out if they got raped or not because it's just it showed that sometimes the system, especially against rich men, that sometimes the system doesn't play out in their favor.
Yeah,
because it comes money wise, system wise, and
money. You got enough money to defend your side.
And you know what's the craziest thing? Like I've heard like a bunch of times. Oh, why was she dressed like that? Then like what?
Yeah, man. That brings up when I was, bro.
It's like you are sexualizing the woman. Like I'm just wearing a skirt. I'm just wearing a crop top. Why are you sexualizing it?
Bro, that does not say that she wants to have sex with me, bro. Like she was asking for it.
So like about a year ago, when I was in the military, right, and I'm researching vehicles, and we have one girl that worked there with us, and she spoke Spanish, and one of the drivers that came through, he spoke Spanish. It was his first language, so she went out there to go speak to him, right? She like, to tell him like how the process works. And our supervisor comes out as she's speaking to him in Spanish. And after the guy, she tells him everything and he drives off. And the supervisor comes up to her and he's like, "Oh, I love when you speak like that. You should speak to me like that more often." And everybody turned and looked at him like, "What the fuck?" Like, bro, you just sexualize like her language. Like you can't just go and like saying stuff like that. Like
it's disgusting.
That's like, come on now, man. Granted, I mean we reported him and he's gone now, but like that shit was crazy, man.
Have you guys ever had a friend or an acquaintance that kind of had traits that correlated to that? To like that type of reaction from a man?
Oh, like a man that's like basically like a creep kind of thing,
Yeah.
or man,
And did you guys do anything to be like, yo, bro, you got to show?
we had one dude when we were playing WoW. You remember that one dude? What was his name again, Kev?
Mm.
He had said something about somebody's like somebody's little like daughter. You know what I'm talking about?
Nah, I don't remember.
I don't remember that dude's name, but he was kind of we played games with him all the time, and he had made some creepy comment about somebody's daughter, and we instantly was like, "Yo, bro, that's like you, that's it. That's not cool. You gotta go. Like you have to go.
Cut
We're
it off.
not. Yeah.
Nah, in my experience, I don't think I have. I mean, all depends on the group of people you chill with. I think the group I chill with, I don't.
Yeah, you
think there's
kind of
ever been a
you can kind of catch
situation.
that vibe early,
Yeah,
and you know
but
just to, like I'm not gonna hang around them that much.
But as men, we should definitely, if you do have somebody like that, you should definitely nip that shit in the butt. Like, yo,
Yeah, immediately.
yo,
Fact.
chill. What the hell, bro? That's some creep shit, bro. Chill.
Mm-hmm.
You getting rape? You getting rapist vibes?
Yeah,
now,
you
bro.
giving
Chill.
rapey
What the
vibes
hell?
right now. Yeah, like what the hell?
You wilding right now, bro.
Yeah.
Chill. But then let me ask you a question. As a girl, do you tell your friends if they're taking advantage of a guy, using them for their money or food and shit like that? Do you also tell them like shit like that? Like, yo, why you doing that to him? Do you?
Taking advantage,
Oh, you guys are like, nah, fuck it, sis, fuck them. Nah, do your thing.
I was trying to see like where you taking advantage, like
I'm only going out with him to.
Like, he doesn't know
I'm only
he's
going
getting-
out with him because I want this dinner.
Right, like he
that.
doesn't know he's getting played, and he's a good dude because that shit happens a lot. That shit happens very often, and some girls.
Yeah. So the younger me was definitely like, yes, sis, do you do whatever it is you gotta do. I feel like now I tend to actually don't have a lot of friends that do that.
Mm-hmm. It's like you can catch those
I know
vibes.
how common it is.
Yeah,
I know how common it is, but I mean, who are we to give our opinion in someone else's love life or what they decide to do?
that is true.
But I have had instances where I knew a woman, she was like, oh, yeah, I'm just going out with him. What is it? Because he was paying something for her, like a bill that she had. And I'm like, so you don't really like the dude? And she's like, no. And I'm like, sis, you're kind of like just wasting your energy and time because you have to now go out with him.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, make him feel some type of way when you really don't. I feel like it's pointless. It's a waste of time, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a waste of energy.
Mm-hmm. I feel
But
like those
again,
are
who
hard
am
to
I to
compare.
What happened?
I feel like those are like hard to kind of compare because like versus a woman going out with somebody just because he's paying for dinner or paying a bill versus a man forcing a woman to be with him to like sleep with him. I feel like those are kind of hard to compare.
Oh, 100%.
Because like
yeah, that's
so the better question is, right? So just to elaborate,
mm-hmm.
is us holding accountability to our friends when they do fucked up shit versus a female's holding their female friends accountability when they're doing fucked up shit towards the male.
Mm-hmm.
You guys do the same. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Yeah. But the two fucked up shits we were comparing were a little
bit off. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. But that's the better question.
Holding your friends accountable. Yeah.
Do you hold your friends accountability do you fuck? And I was trying to.
I got what you're saying, and it's crazy because there's women out there that really do have a hatred towards men. Like it's just.
Yeah, Kevin, I know one.
Oh yeah. Any chance you got there, like just bashes man. It's like, yo, bro.
So it's like
if you don't like men, then just date females. Oh.
It's not even. It's not even that because the sexual preference is completely different. Yeah, but it's like there's only so much a friend can do for a friend in that case.
Yeah, because they gotta listen. If they don't listen, what else can you do?
Yeah.
Right.
And I have a question. It's not off topic, but it's off of what we're talking about. And I'm not trying to put you on blast, Kev, at all. But
okay.
So when guys refer to women as like females, is that like how is that a? Then I guess it depends on the person, or is it like is that a negative when you're like all females or no? Or I guess it depends on the conversation. I don't know.
So what he's trying to say?
Because
Because
um there is negativity towards that because it's kind of gender identifying someone, but it goes into a different,
Yeah.
like,
Okay. Yeah.
it goes into a different
I think the
conversation.
question. I think the question he's trying to say, because I have got corrected a few times on it, and I don't say it because I'm trying to like downplay anybody or something like that. It's just something
Yeah. It's
like
just it's in your
it's like
vocabulary kind of thing.
right. It's
Yeah.
in the vocabulary. So like for example, I believe I want to say this correctly. I believe this is the way it go. Like I would be talking to my friend Shelly, and I would be like, "Oh yeah, this female," and then she would correct me, "Woman."
It's woman, yeah.
Yeah, woman. This woman. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. And it's not just me like trying to be a dick about it.
Yes,
It's
I
just
didn't
something
want to
that's
like be that person to be correcting you, but because I
right,
know
right,
it's not coming from like it's just coming from like you don't know, like it's
right.
just
So
a natural. It's not
and this
coming
is
from anywhere malicious or anything.
the
But
perfect place to talk about.
the
It's the
correct
perfect
term
place.
is woman.
So it's the perfect place to talk about it. So guys do know
Mm-hmm.
and to correct themselves. So now explain why is it corrected from female to woman, so we can know, so our listeners can know why do you guys take that as a negative way. You know what I'm saying?
Um, I don't want to like be kind of like a mediator of like the
Yeah.
speaking for
Everyone.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I also have a lot to learn on the subject as well. But again, I feel like it's more of like a gender identity you're putting on someone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because people identify, they could be physically a woman, but they identify as a man. Like,
Got you.
yeah.
Got it.
So
So basically, woman is the appearance, and female is basically putting a gender to them. So the correct term is say woman, because that's their appearance, but you don't know what they identify themselves as. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
correction. That's pretty much what you're trying to say.
as a broad thing, yes, as a broad terminology, because again, I have my own research to do on that. I don't want to
Yeah. Of course.
Right,
say
right, right.
anything incorrectly. But
No,
yeah,
no.
that's
Yeah, I've heard of that before. So there you go, guys. So now for the listeners out there and for the guys out there, we're trying to figure out like what the hell, what's the difference?
Yeah.
There you go. You got a
yeah.
broad response,
Yeah. And
And if you guys want to get more into it, we can get more into it in another episode where
Yes,
we can just talk about
I
it.
would
Yeah.
love to.
Yeah. We could get into it.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So what do you think is one of the biggest misunderstandings when it comes?
I'm sorry, you cut off at
Yeah.
the
You
end. I
cut
couldn't
out
hear.
there.
I said, what do you think is one of the biggest misunderstanding when it comes out to a female
A
or to a woman?
female woman.
Yeah, see, it's just
Damn, Kev, we
it just
literally
happens.
just
I
finished
know.
talking
It's just
about it.
listen. I'm sorry. It's not me trying to
We
be a
get it.
dick.
We
It's
get
just
it.
it's something that I gotta work on. We gotta
Yeah.
work. Yo, guys, we gotta work on this. All right, guys, we gotta do this together. All right. But yeah, go ahead. So, what's the biggest misunderstanding you think for women that a lot of people
Um,
have?
I just feel like I I don't like when the comparison. Like I hate that we go through that. I don't like that we are automatically compared to what a man can do,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of misunderstanding comes with that because women can do just as much or more than
Mm-hmm.
men,
Mm-hmm.
and men tend to not understand that because you're not a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You're not. And I feel like a lot of our misunderstandings branch off of exactly what we're talking about. That we're put into these little boxes, these little stereotypes,
Mm-hmm.
and we just can't break from them. And when we try, we're seen as like a bitch or she's crazy, et cetera, et cetera. And so, yeah, a lot of misunderstanding comes from that. And it's sad. And I just wish that as a society, we can all do better, move
Yeah.
forward from that. But unfortunately, it's a lot harder than just saying it right
Yeah.
now. Because us three, we feel a certain way, and then people listening like, "Oh, these people are crazy. What the hell are
Yeah.
you talking about?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
People are just stuck in their
Definitely.
ways.
Same question for you guys. What do you feel is a big misunderstanding for women?
Big misunderstanding for male. I feel like we have emotions too.
I was just about to
You know what
say
I'm saying?
that. We have emotions.
We have
We have
feelings also.
feelings. Things
You
hurt.
know what I'm saying?
Things hurt us.
Yeah.
When we hurt, we cry. And
Right. We cry. We also feel emotions.
we
We also
100%,
we care
100%.
about things. It doesn't matter
Yup.
how small, how big. If we care about it, we can be passionate too.
100%.
Yeah, exactly. I think, like I said, like the biggest stigma is that just because with bio- biologically we're our parents, our physical body were bigger and stronger. Just to extent because there's females out there way stronger than me that they work out and they're way
Facts.
stronger than me. But they put that concept that males are stronger and more physical and stuff like that.
That doesn't mean
But
you can't have a good cry, like,
right,
and
Yeah,
you shouldn't
exactly.
get back for that.
That exactly. So it doesn't, we're not just a provider. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're not just a provider. Okay, we're a human being. We have emotions. We love also. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we like to get held. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It's okay.
Well, sometimes we
Yeah,
want to
women
be a
aren't
little
just like,
spoon. Sometimes we want
yeah,
to be
and
the
women aren't just this body that you can just take
exactly.
advantage of, that a lot of men don't seem to get their
Yeah,
head
it's
around.
not just your
Right.
sex
It's
doll. It's
absolutely,
not just some doll.
absolutely,
Yeah, man.
it's absolutely. We're like and speaking just for the male side. We're more than just money. You know what I'm saying? We offer more than just money. So
And
I think that's just the biggest. To me, I think that's just the biggest misunderstanding.
I feel that.
You have any more
So you
questions?
agree? I
Yeah,
actually have a
yeah. I
question.
agree.
Yeah.
Um, well, Kevin, I know you have a son. Tori, do you have any kids?
I don't. But I have nieces and
Okay.
nephews, so I mean, I won't compare because I know parents be feeling some type of way when you try to compare like having a niece and having
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
child. But I have nieces and nephews that I care about.
Yeah. One of my questions was, when men have kids, so they're about to have kids, why do a lot of the times um, they tend to gravitate towards having a boy instead of a girl?
I don't.
Um. I don't.
That's a good one. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't speak it to see if that's generally true. Like the reason why I would wanted a boy is because
I mean, you guys have experienced that though. There's a
Yeah,
guy
no,
like,
for
yeah, I
sure.
want a
Yeah, I
boy,
want a
or you
boy. I
see
want a
videos.
boy.
I think
I
that's
don't know.
because a lot of us were like a little many of us. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody
Like
said
that's
in
the little.
chat that it. He said a man. It's his legacy. That could be a thing. Like it carries
But
over
if
the name, I guess.
I
But
guess
I mean,
I
women
understand
can
the
keep the name hyphenated and keep the name going. Yeah.
right. So I think that legacy becomes because usually the female changes their last name to the male.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
You
because
know
the
what I'm saying?
bloodline's
But
still there, even if,
But I mean, if
regardless.
you think about it, at the end of the day, the last name is just something written that you tell them
It's
to write
literally
on the
just a name.
paper.
The blood is still there.
Yeah.
right,
And me
exactly,
personally, I want a daughter, man.
exactly.
Yeah. The reason I ask is because there's like so many perceived notions of like, oh, I wanna play sports with my son. If I have a daughter, I'm gonna be scared when she grows up, because I don't want her dressing a certain way, or like if my little girl's wearing a little dress that's too short, like,
I
why not want to play those sports with your daughter? Why not?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to teach my son how to be a man, but why not? Why isn't it? Oh, I want to teach my daughter to be a strong woman. I want her to be a leader. Like, why is it always stuff? Why is it always generalized stuff like that? You believe?
but yeah. So back to me. The reason why I wanted a son because I wanted a little male version of me. You get what I'm saying? and not only that, like this is just me speaking from experience. Raising a girl in this world is very hard because of the things you said.
Yeah.
So it's very scary. You know what I'm saying? It's not saying that if I would have had a daughter, I would have loved her any different. No, not. So I can't speak for all the guys, but I know for the fact it's just I wanted a male version of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah,
I
you
wanted
just
little
want a
mini
little you
me,
running
like me, like
around.
me. You get what I'm saying? Little mini me. You You know what I'm saying? Usually, if you have a daughter, and let's say both parents are both in the daughter's life, the daughter would take on more like the mother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just naturally you would take more like the mother. You know what I'm saying?
And you
Mm-hmm.
mean
Boy,
physical
well,
appearance?
physical appearance, emotions, and stuff like that is usually, just genetics, gravitationally more towards the mother. It's just what happens compared to a boy. A boy turns out being more towards like the father. It just really happens like that. I can't explain
Yeah, I
why.
got a
I
lot
mean, you
from
don't
both
think
of my
that's more
parents.
so. You don't think that's more so how the parents raise you? Because
Yeah, I
a
think it
daughter
comes.
can come out like her father because he's the one that raised her.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm 100% like my
Right.
dad. Like
But that's what I'm saying. That I was comparing if both parents were in the
okay, yeah,
relationship.
yeah, yeah.
If both parents were there. If only one parent is mostly in there, then yeah, then it would most likely turn out to the parent that's raising them. 100%,
Sorry, what were
absolutely.
you saying? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, I was just saying. Yeah, it's just it. I was. I mean, it's basically like who. It's basically based off of just how they were raised. Cause like I got I'm like half and half of my parents. Like I got a lot of from both of them. A lot of my mannerisms
Yeah,
are like my dad, but then I also have a lot like the same as my mom. So
yeah.
I kind of
Yeah,
because they both raised me because I was
like
around both of them.
for example, for me, I'm a lot of people say I'm like my mom because my mom raised me. She's
Mm-hmm.
sweet, she's loving, she's caring. She will tell you yes even if she can't do it, just so she doesn't upset you. And that's just the same way I am. You know what I'm saying?
I love your mom, by the way.
Yeah, so thank you.
I've
So
yet
that's
to
that's
meet
how
your
that's
mom,
how
Kev.
she is. Yeah, that's how she is, and that translated with me because that's how I was raised. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's pretty much it. And back to one of the comments I about carrying
Actually, I'm sorry. I have one more question to branch off, if I have the
Yeah,
time.
no, go ahead, go
Yeah, no,
ahead.
we got time. Don't worry. I'm just gonna comment off this. See, the whole point of this that your daughter could carry the bloodline. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
like Stephanie said, the last name is just a name. Again, it's another stigma that's placed in the
the
world
blood is
where,
still there.
oh, you don't have your father's bloodline, so the bloodline is dead. The legacy is dead. No, it's not. She's alive. What? You know what I'm saying? If she
It's
has
still
kids,
your
guess
daughter.
what? Right.
Yeah,
If she has kids, guess what? The bloodline is still alive. The bloodline
Yeah,
is alive. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And it dates back to where, again, and this is because females didn't really have a choice, where we had kings and shit, and all the kings was I needed a son so they could carry out my kingdom and stuff like that. Because females didn't have a chance to play that role.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? There's a few different cases where there were queens that commanded kingdoms. Yeah, there was a few
yeah,
cases, but the majority was, oh, I want a son so that my
yeah.
son could carry
We
the
gotta
kingdom.
break. Yeah, we gotta break the tradition. Like he said,
Right,
like it
exactly.
said in chat, we gotta break the tradition. There's a tradition that we have to break that and
yeah.
realize that shit is just on paper.
Yep. So what was your question, Stephanie?
So my other question, branching off of having a son, um, would you be okay if your son gravitated more towards things that are stereotyped to be more feminine? Like if
Yeah,
he played with
Yeah,
dolls, if he, oh, I want to paint my room pink, the whole,
absolutely.
stereotypical, yeah,
Ab-
yeah.
absolutely. I will let them do whatever.
Do
And
what you
I've said
want
it
to do.
plenty of times, and you can ask my cousins. I've said it plenty of times. So I let my son do whatever he wants to do. If my man want to be a ballerina, guess what? You better make sure you gonna be the goddamn best ballerina
Yeah,
there ever fucking
yeah.
was. You get what I'm saying?
You
Like
gonna
whatever
go
he
get the
wants to
shoes.
do,
You're gonna do
there's
the whole
no.
thing. Yeah.
It was like, and it's crazy because I was gonna talk about that to jump on that topic. It's crazy. It's like, oh, why are you getting your son a kitchen set? That's for females. Like, what? You're telling me there's not male chefs?
Right.
Like, how is me getting my son a kitchen set a female thing? It's
So why
cooking.
do you think
Yeah.
why do you think a lot of people tend to believe that if stuff like that happens, it will make them quote unquote less of a man? Like, yeah,
It's
Traditions. I
just,
think it's traditions, man.
yeah, it's just traditions that got to get broken. It's just
Mm-hmm.
traditions where, again, oh, a male is not supposed to be in the kitchen. It's supposed to be a female. Like, why?
Yeah, fact.
Why?
What if I want to cook? Maybe I felt like
yeah,
cooking today.
What? Like, why?
Or maybe I know how to
And,
cook this dish better, so I should do it instead of her.
I, right, exactly. And
so
yeah, it's pretty much a stereotypes that need broken.
do you guys think that there are any gender roles that should be taught? Like, is there anything, for example, Kevin, are you gonna teach Xavier that's more so gravitating towards men? Like, you're a man, you should do this. Are you gonna teach him
The
certain things?
only So I don't think it's gender roles that should be taught. I think it's just life lessons that should be taught. That's what my mom taught me was life lessons. You know what I'm saying? She taught me how to cook. She taught me how to clean. She told me how to do all these things because that's life lessons. You get what I'm saying? That's something you should know how to do because you're a human being. That's something that everyone does in life. It's not a gender. You know what I'm saying? It's not the female's not the one that's supposed to be cleaning. No, you're supposed to be cleaning. If you're in a relationship, whatever is the deal between you and the person, right? If you you clean this and I clean this, whatever. Like me and my girl, we take turns cooking. It's life lesson I get taught. The only thing I would say that will be a gender thing, and it's probably still not even a gender thing, is how to properly treat your significant other, which
Absolutely,
it
that's
could
not a
be
gender thing.
it could be I don't know, he might turn out and tell me I like guys. Okay, that's cool. Just this is how you should treat another human being. This is how you should treat someone you love.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
and I
saying?
can see how
That's
that's
one
also
thing.
like a gender thing, is because like you could also, like, if I had a son, is teach him this is what women are going through right now. Don't
True.
contribute to that. Don't
True,
contribute
what's
to the
going on.
negative stuff that women are going through. This is how you contribute in a positive way. That way, to get us towards a point where it is they're comfortable. That
Right.
like my girlfriend can feel comfortable taking the damn trash out at night. And
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff is this is how you contribute to making it a more comfortable world. You know?
Right.
And that's like you can put it in a gender specific area.
I'm gonna be like, yo, listen, don't do what daddy does. Make sure you say woman and not female, okay? It's not. All right, 'cause daddy fucks up a lot by saying that, okay? So make sure, so pretty, stuff like that. But yeah, just pretty much life lessons, I think,
Yeah, for sure.
and like it's pretty much. So basically, it comes down to just breaking stereotype traditions, and that's what it is.
And it's so hard. Why is it so hard, man?
And you know what it is? I think, and most of it is men's fault. And I think it comes down to insecurities and what's been happening all these years. And
You said it was. What did you say before? You said it was men's fault.
And it was been happening all these years. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that society's grown accustomed to and think is the norm, but it's not the norm. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
It's not the norm. Just because it was happening doesn't mean it was right.
Yes, yes. Just because it was happening at one point in time doesn't mean it was right. And that, man, yes, yes. Because it was a law that women couldn't vote, so that means it was right because it was a law at the time. Right. Like,
correct.
Yes, man. Yes.
But back to you. If you were to have a kid, what would you rather have?
I don't have a preference.
Just want to
and I know a lot of people say that, but I've had experiences with little girls. I have 2 godsons, and I love them so much, and they bring such a light, either or, and it's you may have different experiences with them, but it doesn't make me gravitate towards one. Just a healthy baby. That's it. Yeah. That's all it should be. Like I've seen gender reveal videos where the man literally gets so upset when like the balloon pops and it's pink. Like they will walk off.
Wow. And ruin the whole thing.
And just ruin it, bro. It's crazy.
But then you can't think that the reason he walked off was because he wanted a boy because he wanted somebody to play sports with or something like that. Like example, you can
play sports.
And no, I'm saying, but you can't think that that's why he was so upset. He could have been so upset because the way women are treated in this world, and he knows he's gonna have a rough fucking time doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's not like
it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse.
You can only like raise your child to be a great human being. Like you can only do so much from your part. And when you put them out in the world, like when they go out and do their own thing, like it's out of your control. So it's as a society as a whole, what we gotta fix But that really
Absolutely.
shouldn't affect how you feel about like, oh damn, I have a daughter coming.
Absolutely. But that doesn't mean that that person is not going to be a great father either, you know,
Of
to the
course,
to the
yeah, yeah.
daughter. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that either. But yeah, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. You have any more questions for us, Stephanie?
Oh, my headphones just gave me the note that it was about to die. I did have another question.
Go
Damn.
ahead.
Um, it wasn't really a question. It was something I was thinking about in terms of like career paths. Um, do you feel like there definitely are, that there are career paths that people label, oh, this is what mostly women do versus men. Do you agree with that? Or would you care um, to like pursue a career that people label as like, oh yeah, more women do this than men?
I wouldn't. I mean, like, they
No.
say like there are more like flight attendants. They say there's more women that are flight attendants than men. I would love to be a flight attendant, just traveling all the time.
Why is that though? What is
I
that like a
have no
criteria? Like,
idea.
why is that?
I have no idea. I have no idea
Yeah.
why it is, but I mean, I would love that. Just
And I
like,
mean,
But
it's
why
kind of
is
what we
that?
were talking about, like Kevin. Like, would you hire a man over a woman for a construction site?
Yeah, no, I don't.
It kind of goes
So
back.
I hire anyone that as long as they can perform the work. You know what I'm saying? You got to know the type of businesses you got to get in. Like for example, if you get into construction, I'm not gonna cut you no slack because you're a female. If I need you to do this, this is what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't perform, then I'm sorry. It's not that because you're a woman that you can't do this.
It's
It's
just you
that
can't do the
this is
job.
what the work requires, and you're not capable to do it. So unfortunately, this type of work that I'm doing is not for you. Let me transfer you to another building where maybe there's something that you can contribute and you can do comfortably. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because as a construction worker, like you said, it's fucked up if I'm paired with a woman that can't lift up over 70 pounds, and then the whole day is just us lifting up shit that's over 70 pounds. Now, guess what? I'm stuck doing it all day because I got no help because she can't lift up over 70 pounds. That's fucked. You know what I'm saying? So this type is not for you. Let's transfer you to another building or to another project where maybe it doesn't require you constantly lifting up 70 pounds. Maybe it just requires you putting in the sink or putting up some sheetrock or putting up some studs. You know what I'm saying? Until you're able to lift up 70 pounds, then guess what? Then you're back on. That's pretty much it. So one of the listeners said the reason why my mom wanted a boy because in the Middle East she was treated a certain type of way and she didn't want me to go through that.
Yeah, so like different cultures. Man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess that kind of ties back to how, like what you said, like maybe he wasn't upset it was a girl. Maybe he was just upset of how society and like their
what they
culture
were
is
gonna
going to
have to
treat them.
deal with
Right, which
growing up.
and like you said, it's not an excuse either to be upset. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that wasn't the right place or time to
You
do it.
can
You know
be
what I'm saying?
upset, but be upset in silence and be
Right.
But
You know,
since you
thinking your
sitting
mind like,
here
fuck,
and you got
man.
you got the whole family with you. You got the whole family with you.
Because let's keep it honest. Just because how society is, and I'm not saying it's right, but just because how society is, it's easier to raise a male than it is to raise a female growing up. Because the way society portrays it, and it's fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
I could tell
I
my
wouldn't say
son.
easier to raise. I would say um, them dealing with what they have to deal with.
Right,
I
that's what I'm
don't think
saying.
It'll be
raising them.
harder growing up, kind of.
Right. So
Yeah.
as a male, like just like basics, maybe I just tell them, this is how you're supposed to treat a woman. This is how you're supposed to treat everybody else. Just you're being a minority, so this is how you got to watch out for cops and in certain situations. And then as a daughter, you got to watch out for this because guys are scumbags, a bunch of rapists, this and that. Be careful, this and that. Some people don't. Some guys always, you got to tell them you got to voice your opinion, but people are not going to take it well, this and that, because they're going to downplay you because you're a female. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
Yeah, it's
Well,
hard either way because it's how you decide to raise them and make them aware. Because men do face hard times out there, especially men of color, 100%.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so pretty much this pretty much I hope this episode was enlightened to everybody and have some people thinking and some people viewing things different. Okay, there's stereotypes that need to be broken. All right, I hope you guys take away from that podcast. Okay, I hope you guys understand that a lot of it comes from insecurities and the way we treat others.
Yeah,
and having the
And
stigma
it's definitely
of
a conversation that needs to be kept have. Like,
absolutely
over and over again.
Absolutely, because it is not cool how the difference in pay between a male and a female, even though they're doing the same thing.
Exactly.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could take care of the NBA compared to the WNBA. They both playing basketball, but for some reason they find like WNBA is not that entertaining. Why not? They're both playing ball.
Yeah.
Both doing the same thing, but the pay in that is totally different. You know what I'm saying? Why can't a woman be a CEO? They absolutely can. They're smart. Doesn't mean they're not smart. They don't know how to. Doesn't mean they don't know how to run a company. They absolutely are capable of. You understand?
Can I just say one? I have a question. It might take the episode a little over, but it's something that like just recently happened, and I really wanted to talk about it, and I just thought about it. So I forgot the person's name. The individual that just won that like the swimming. So there was a person born male.
That's gonna be on
Okay.
on another
Okay,
on
well,
another
we'll
episode.
save it.
I want to know.
But basically,
there was-
go ahead.
Yeah, there was a individual. I'm really bad at this. So they were born as a male,
Right.
decided they identify as a woman, and when they were competing for swimming, I don't know if it was the Olympics or not, but they were competing for swimming. They were like 600th place, but they decided I identify as a woman. So now they were swimming in the women's league, and they made like first or third place. They definitely like jumped up, and now she's getting praise now.
Yeah.
For doing that, and we can talk about that, I guess, in another episode.
Yeah,
or we can talk about it now.
longer.
Yeah,
that's definitely something. Yeah, Leah Thompson. Okay, yeah, that's the name.
Leah Thompson. Gotta look her up.
Yeah, we'll
that's definitely that's definitely another episode.
We'll get into.
So basically, this episode of this podcast was to have the conversation. This conversation needed to happen. That's why we brought Stephanie here. I learned a lot of things. Pretty sure Toeray learned a lot of things. I got corrected.
Yes,
thank you so
much. Thank you so much. I
got corrected in this podcast plenty of times. You know what I'm saying? So, but now you guys see the way men think and the way a woman thinks, and a woman thinks, and the discussion that should have. You know what I'm saying? This is a discussion that should continually happen, so we both could become knowledgeable in the stuff that's going on, because there shouldn't be no gender roles. You know what I'm saying? Anyone should do what they feel like they're comfortable doing.
Yeah, it's hard because it's coming from two different points of view. Like, I will never be a man and you will never be a woman, so we don't know.
And
that's why we have
point of this conversation.
That's why you gotta communicate.
Yep, and that's the whole point of this episode. So hopefully you guys took something out of it. You know what I'm saying? And we talked about us how male, we have emotions and feelings, and hopefully you guys understand that too. And we hope that you guys understand that women are human beings also.
Yes.
And they need to get treated better. And guys, we have to do better.
Yes.
We absolutely have to do better. It starts with us. You know what I'm saying?
It does.
It definitely starts with us.
No matter how you feel about it. If you feel like it doesn't start with us, you're part of the problem.
Yeah. It's a conversation that needs to happen. It has to start with us. And it's just going to help both sides, okay? It's going to help women feel more comfortable in any aspect of life, whether something's happening to them, they're able to come out and speak about it. They're able to voice their opinion because their opinion matters. They're human fucking beings. You know what I'm saying? They're humans, guys. You know what I'm saying? And then it also helps us out because there are some innocent ones of us that get falsely accused, but we get fucked in the long run because of the stuff that we've been doing to females. We've been doing to women. You know what I'm saying? We have been doing this for years.
Yeah.
And it's something that needs to change.
And just think, you have women in your life too. You have a wife, a
Right.
girlfriend, a mom, sisters, aunties, whatever.
Aunties,
If you're
exactly.
being a scumbag and you're not helping and you're contributing to the negativity, that means it's more difficult for all the women that are in your life. So,
Exactly.
be
Yeah.
better, do better, help.
Exactly. So definitely have the conversation. Appreciate you, Stephanie, coming out here and having this
Yes,
conversation
thank
with
you
us.
so much for coming. Yeah, it was
And
Of course.
very,
It
very
was great. You
insightful.
guys you guys
and it was
were amazing. You guys made it feel like a safe place to
Yes,
express
of
myself. It
course.
was awesome.
Yeah, and I
Thank
kept
you.
telling, I
that's
kept telling Kev that too. We kept going because like we were like, man, we want to make we don't want her to feel uncomfortable at all when she comes on here. We want to make sure it's as comfortable as it possibly can be. So I'm happy that we
No, it was great.
succeeded in doing so.
and like I said, that's the whole point of this episode, was
Yes.
to have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? All right. It was to bring out certain points in different situations and learn about it,
Mm-hmm.
get correct about it, and understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely appreciate you, Stephanie.
Yes. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
guys. It was great. Next podcast, I'm always available.
Yeah, of
Yep.
course, of
Thank you.
course.
So Steph, we're gonna move you back up, and you can do what you gotta do. We're gonna, talk to our chat a little bit and do our little outro. And
Sounds good. And bye,
Yes.
guys.
Thank you so
thank
much
you.
for coming.
Bye.
Bye.
Appreciate it. No. So I hope you guys liked that episode. Hope you guys took a lot from it. All right.
Yo,
I hope you guys.
I
I
loved it,
had to
man. That
play.
was fun. That was fun. That was great. It was insightful. It was a lot of info. I love that.
I,
Yeah, it was
I
good.
hope you guys. I had to play a little devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Just to spice it up so you can understand what's really going on and how some guys think. But ultimately, like I said, we gotta just do better. So
Mm-hmm.
shout out to Stephanie for coming here, and shout out for her
Sure.
being here. And like the previous episode we had, there's also, we gotta support these women.
Yes,
We
we
gotta
do.
support them. We gotta show them support and uplift them. So like the other previous episode we had about the woman, a woman about paper, the
Yep.
WAP,
I was about to
support
say,
them
yeah.
also.
Shout out to Women About Paper.
Yeah,
It's a
shout out
whole
to them. And
networking community, man. Women
yeah,
just networking,
just,
helping each other
we
out, being
hmm
successful.
and it doesn't mean that we can't support them either. We have to do better, guys. We had to ultimately do better. And
Sure.
that's pretty much it. Hope you guys like this episode. Remember, guys, you can follow us on Twitch,
Yep.
our personal IG, Kevin and Tory. Okay, our YouTube link is all on the chat. All right, watch. Even though you guys are here with us, please watch it on YouTube. Give us those views, share, subscribe, and like.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Turn those
definitely appreciate
notifications
that.
on. Share
Yeah,
it.
turn those
Share it.
notifications on.
Share it.
Okay,
Share it. Share it. Share it. Share
share the fuck out of it. All right.
it.
And like always, if you guys are around New York and you're looking for someone to get a massage, visit Facebook Spa. Shout out to my
Yes,
brother
sir.
Guns.
Yes, sir.
Paul owner of that, and he also makes these dope ass flyers that we post on IG. So shout out to him.
Yes.
All right.
Shout out, gun.
Stay tuned for the gaming community that we're gonna have and we're gonna build.
Yeah.
The society gaming. So pay attention to that. And also, if you're in Florida and looking for a dope ass photographer, check out Danny Diller Photography.
We got some.
All right.
Yeah, Danny Diller Photography. He does travel. We have some possible video coming soon too with Danny Diller Photography, the Diller Collective. So
Awesome. And if you guys are looking for any acting gigs or models, shoot my boy Tory a text or DM. Definitely will help you. He got you with that. All right, guys.
Bro, send me
So
I'll do it.
we're gonna play the outro, and for you guys that's here watching us with live, we're gonna do the after hours after this. So stay tuned, stay by.
Sir.
All right.
Sir. Thank
See
you.
you guys until next time.
Peace.